and New York. To his line mate Santucci, top left corner of the box. Eason applying all sorts of pressure on Santucci. Knocks the ball free. Great play by Taylor Eason. Santucci still can't pick it up. Eason now trying to drive. Santucci gets around him and gets into the box as well. Roll dodge. Behind the goal line is Santucci, now trying to make his way in front. A low pass gets past Carlson, heading toward the midfield line, and picked up by Stonybrook. There's a huge hit in midfield, and that's going to draw 2 flags as Wilmot laid out a Stonybrook player, and not positive who that was, but Wilmot took a run at him. It's Chamberlain who's down. Takes his helmet off and looks like he's got the wind knocked out of him. The trainers are out to tend to him. Off that loose ball, it was scooped up and tossed across the midfield line as Stonybrook trying to set up an unsettled situation. Wilmot, seeing the pass coming, lined up Chamberlain, and just as Chamberlain received that ball, he got absolutely demolished by the wrecking ball that was Tom Willman. The senior from Rockville Center will sit. Tending to Chamberlain, Taylor Eason, and Brian Johansmeyer staying with him. And now they're jogging off the field. Eason had one last thing to say to Chamberlain as he's attended to. Now head coach Rick Soule is heading out to where the trainers and staff are taking a look. Soule now standing over his senior attackman who put Stonybrook in the lead just a few minutes ago with a pretty goal. 2-1 with 2 minutes 26 seconds to play here in the first quarter. That was some kind of hit, and I think everybody saw it coming except for Chamberlain. Wilmot just took off from the line, the attack line, and right there in the restraining area laid out Sean Chamberlain, who continues to lay in the spot where he was decked. Immediately, both two officials threw their flags. And so, unquestionably, there will be penalty minutes assessed to Tom Wilmot. Chamberlain still down. Right after the hit, he was rolling around. Looked like the wind was knocked out of him. Now he's laying still. They're attending to him, but the way he was rolling around there right after he got laid out, you'd think he had the wind knocked out of him, talking to him, and both teams taking advantage to huddle up and talk a little strategy now, get a breather. Actions picked up here in the latter stages of the first quarter after we were scoreless for the first half of it. It gives us a chance to take a look at the America East standings coming into play today with a couple updates as well. This game getting underway with most of the action for the afternoon already completed. Albany sits atop the conference at 4-0, though the Great Danes suffered their first loss of the season yesterday in the Carrier Dome. The real measuring stick for Albany, how they play against Syracuse, and the Orange on their new annual tradition of the April run to the tournament after they got off to the horrible start, 3-6, and now have won a couple in a row, crushing Rutgers and then beating Albany yesterday 17-13 in Syracuse. UMBC now 3-1. They wrapped up a spot in the tournament today with a 20-11 win over Vermont. Binghamton next at 2-1. Stonybrook at 1-2. Hence the big game feel going into this one with those two teams so close in the standings. Hartford 1-3 and Vermont rounding it out at 0-4. A hand from the crowd as Chamberlain sitting up now, still talking to him. And still sitting there, and Rick Soule talking to him as well, has Chamberlain's helmet in his hand. And they get him up, and that'll get another round of applause from the crowd here at Laval Stadium. And Chamberlain looks none the worse for wear, aside from really getting his bell rung there by Wilmot. And I beg your pardon, that was Johansmeyer who was down, who took that big hit. So it was Brian Johansmeyer, junior defensive midfielder. He's walking off, and good to see.
Number 1, Tom Wilmot, receives 2 minutes for an illegal body check.
2-minute illegal body check penalty assessed to Tom Wilmot with 2:26 to go here in the first quarter. So they will get back out on the field. And it'll be 6-on-5 in Stonybrook's favor for just about the remainder of this first quarter. Stonybrook EMO 36.4% for the year, scoring 12 out of 33 attempts. Binghamton, man down, allowing opponents to convert 26% of the time. Sarasi goes behind, now back up top to Sarasi. 10 yards out on the right side of Sarasi, down low to Tripodi. Comes back up top now for Dutch, over to Hughes. Straight away, 20 yards out. Tripodi back to Sarasi. Working the ball quickly are the Seawolves. Dutch has it, goes to Hughes. 15 yards out, finds a man in the middle. Doorstep, Tripodi score. 3-1 on Bo Tripodi, second goal of the game. 17th of the season for the junior from Hauppauge. He continues to lead the team in the scoring department. 1:46 to go here in the first quarter. And Stonybrook has a 2-goal lead. Face-off won this time by Wyansek. And looks to set up the offense for the Bearcats. Astia applying pressure, but he gets the pass across to his line mate. Wyansek's got it, goes down, loses the ball, picked up by the Seawolves, and now they'll come out the other way. Waldeck with it. Gets pressure, but crosses the midfield line unscathed. Waldeck now looking to release, and does so. Gets it over to Hughes. Waldeck doing a nice job under pressure there, keeping his head about him. Didn't force anything, waited till he had the opening and found Hughes to set up the offense for the Seawolves. The 2-minute penalty released after Tripodi scored the goal, so back to 6-on-6. And it's Adams going behind for Trenkel. Passes up top, now around. Nope, not going to Hughes. Instead, the ball stays 10 yards away. Now comes to Ryan Hughes just outside the box. Less than a minute to go here, 45 seconds in the opening quarter. Adams going around his man. Even with the goal line, passes up top. Quick look over to Hughes. He bounces one, goes off a man in front. Got his own player that time. Chamberlain got hit that time for sure by the shot by Ryan Hughes. The rebound came right to Stonybrook, so they keep it with now half a minute to go. 25 seconds and counting. It's Sarasi. 10 yards away, just outside the box. Passes behind to Trenkel. Trenkel in front to Chamberlain. Shot saved by Walker. Nice stop by the goaltender there. He sets up the clear. 12 seconds. Still time for Binghamton here to have one last crack at it. 8 seconds to go. They get it into the box. Ball on the far side of the field. Waldeck there applying the pressure. Knocks down a man in front. Pass came to Wichman, but he loses control. Ball goes behind the cage, and that's it for the opening stanza. Binghamton got on the board first. Stonybrook with 3 unanswered. Brian Johansmeyer took a big hit from Tom Wilmot, but it's okay. Wilmot assessed a 2-minute illegal body check penalty that led to Stonybrook's third goal as Bo Tripodi with 2 in the opening quarter. And after 15 minutes, it's Stonybrook 3 and Binghamton 1. Take a look at some of the out-of-town scores from action earlier this afternoon.